Gerwyn Price of Wales and Nathan Aspinall of England, who've both overcome big battles tonight to get to this point. You were just pointing this out off air, Scott, what Gerwyn Price has had to do to get here and what Nathan's had to do to get to this point tonight. Both had interesting routes to take.
Yeah, they have, and I've got to say that I feel that, you know, Gerwyn Price's route has been a very much more difficult route to this final, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but Aspinall's not the players that the other two that he's played already tonight have been in the last couple of weeks. But we're seeing that it's all on the night with Aspinall, and Aspinall was superb in that last game. A game that, you know, I did speak to Abby. It was going to go one of two ways. He was either going to fold and get beat heavily and feel that he dodged a bullet in the other one, or he was going to fly and know that this was a bit of a free hit, and that's exactly what he did. Van Gerwen didn't play badly. It was just Aspinall played brilliantly, and he's come past Rob Cross and MVG, and he knows that he's probably playing the best player he's going to play tonight in the form of Gerwyn Price. This is just an absolutely intriguing final we have coming up.
Well, Paul Nicholson, our Darts on the Radio colleague, was bigging up Gerwyn Price to me just a couple of days ago when we did our preview of what was to come tonight on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. He just felt there was something in the way Gerwyn went about his business in weeks 1 and 2 that meant we shouldn't discount him, and here he is in the final, having beaten the two previous weekly winners in the two Lukes, Messrs Humphries and Littler. But Van Gerwen, he averaged about what Nathan's been averaging during the course of this tournament. He was averaging 93 MVG in that match, whereas Nathan was just touching 100 average by the end of it all, and he'll be delighted with that he bumped up his average, and he's got a chance. If he gets past Price, he'll go into the top 4 in these early stages, whilst everyone's jostling for position early on.
Yeah, and although Van Gerwen lost out there to Aspinall, he's jumped a place in the table. He goes above Luke Littler, who lost in that first game. So it's the way that Aspinall's going up the table now. That's the thing for him. And I think that probably Stephen Bunting will look at that next week and go, that's what I'm going to have to do to get myself back in contention. He doesn't want to go into week 4 and 5 still being in that bottom bit of the table, because by week 4 and 5 the table starts to pan its way out. Yes, there are upsets along the way, and there's still sort of 10 or 12 weeks to go, but it starts to take shape, and you don't want to be in the wrong place in that table as it shapes up.
As Peter Wright found out to his cost very early on last year, and just never seemed like he had the minerals in him to wrestle back any sort of initiative in that Premier League campaign.
But he did start to play well towards the end when there was no hope and he knew that he couldn't get there, and he started to throw with freedom, and that was kind of the start of seeing Peter Wright starting to turn the corner. He's doing that on the floor tournaments as well at the minute, but he's not quite back up to this level just yet. I'm sure he'll be working hard for the rest of 2025, Peter Wright. He will sorely miss not being part of this Premier League, and that will be his motivation for 2025 to try and get back here.
Yeah, there's one or two of the elite darts players who desperately miss the fact that they're not part of this jamboree. There might be one or two that are secretly quite chuffed that they get more time. Gary Anderson sometimes giving the impression that he's not a fan of going around week to week, but I saw something in him towards the end of last year that made me think, no, he's got the eye of the tiger once again. He wants to get back to the very, very top of his game, and I've said it before. Gary's got my favourite throw, my favourite throwing action, the purest throwing action, I think, amongst all the players. If I had to pick one who I'd love to be able to throw a dart like, it would be the Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, he's a great guy too. I remember just before he came over to the PDC, I was at one of my first Scottish Opens, and I sat with him. We were playing in a little side room away from the main room. There were 8 boards in a little side room, all the others were in. And I sat there with him, and you just can't not learn from him. He's the same age as me, but he'd been around longer than I had, and yeah, just a really great guy to chat to, and enjoyable. We really didn't talk a lot about darts, if I'm honest. It was more about home life and finding out about each other. It was lovely. It was and to see him like I do, and for us to both be world champions in the same year. That was pretty nice, sort of 6 years on, because we probably both never saw that while we were sat there on that floor at the Scottish Open, because there's no chairs there. But anyway, just gone. Just happened at the WDF Scottish Open. Just happened last weekend. But yeah.
Well, our friend Chris Mason's playing tonight in the British Seniors Championships at the Circus Tavern. Hope he's doing well. He was taking on Mark Dubridge Flash tonight. Try and find out how he's got on for you. But yeah, well, he's a West Country boy like you are these days. Gary Anderson lives in Devon, Western-super-Mare.
Yeah.
And his practice partner Ryan Searle lives in North Holcombe in Devon.
Yeah.
And they've been good for each other. I see Ryan Searle won the Players' Championship event on Tuesday.
I saw an interview about Ryan and Gary practicing. He said Gary sits there reading the paper and he goes, "Come on, Gary, let's have a practice." And he goes up, has 10 throws. It's about 5 180, 6 180s in those 10 throws. Right, we're ready to go now. He said, "No, I've been practicing for an hour, trying to get my arm in." But yeah.
Well, talk to me about practice partners, because we've got a bit of time here before the final kicks in. Did you have a preferred practice partner?
No, I didn't. No, I used to. I live a little bit remote, so every practice partner would have had to drove to me, or I'd have had to drive a fair way to them. So I had a spell. We used to have a gang of us stick together every week for about 5 or 6 weeks before the Lakeside and play round robins in a club and stuff. We used to do that for a bit. But mostly I've always practiced on my own, and I've liked that, because sometimes when you practice with another partner, there's only one that gets the benefit from practicing with another partner. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's your practice partner and you're teaching them everything, and you go to the next comp. And my dad used to tell me, don't teach everybody your job, because before you know it, it won't be your job, it'll be theirs. And that's exactly what can happen with darts. We saw Eric Bristow teach Phil Taylor. You know, so it does happen. But I used to practice on my own at home and do various things, and not hours and hours, because I didn't have hours. I'm a farmer, I'm a dart player, I'm a part-time commentator. I have a go at everything, you know. Drive the wife up the ball, I do, with not being home. But yeah, look, it is what it is, and some people love to have a practice partner because that's what motivates them to practice. But for me, it was never that. It was put the old Rust Spray app or something on the iPad and go and play the computer, or a dart bot, or just find fun games to play with it, and that's how I always got my way through it, really.
You're right about Phil Taylor learning at the feet of Eric Bristow, but I think Phil ended up, I think his driver was his practice partner for many years up in Stoke, and I think it was more about just the rhythm of throwing, waiting, throwing, because Phil knew what he wanted to do in terms of his technique. It was just that rhythm of being at the board and then waiting for somebody else to take their turn, which is what somebody like his driver, his right-hand man, used to provide for him.
Yeah, he also used to like that thing where he used to say, you know, he likes to hit his first 180 in the new year. You know, who's the quickest to hit the 180 and all that. Me and Eric used to have and he had the whole darting community playing on New Year's Eve at 1 minute past 12 trying to hit their first 180, and then social media would go mad. Yeah, I've hit mine. And I think he was sat up in bed absolutely laughing his doodads off, because I don't think he ever did that. I will ask him when I next see him, but I don't think he ever did that. But yeah, there are varying practice routines and things out there, and as the digital age has come, you know, and there are varying sort of sites and things you can find now. You can virtually play. There's one now that you can actually play the guys on the TV here. There's a virtual sort of game that you can take them on, and it's just amazing what you can find. And if you want to practice that way, then that's the way to do it. And of course, we've now got interactive stuff and cameras on the board, and you can play somebody in another country. It's just gone mad. There was none of that around when I started. I was lucky if I could find an old fella with a set of feathered darts down the old Dog and Duck to find and practice on a Wednesday night.
I wonder how much you think, or whether the proliferation of statistics and figures that you can find, because I can go on my iPad now and bring up, you know, everything I would need to know about the head-to-heads between Gerwyn Price and Nathan Aspinall. I don't know whether players try and block themselves off from and leave that to us to trawl through, whereas they're not interested in that aspect of it.
As a player, I never was. I couldn't tell you when I go and play, say, Dave Chisnell, I couldn't tell you what my record is against him. I know it was really good a few years ago. I don't know what it is now. And it's the same thing. Players just put a loss to the back of their head. they don't remember it. And then somebody will go and beat you, and they'll go, "Oh well, I've got your back," and you go, "Did I beat you somewhere?" And you go, "Oh, don't be like that." And you don't. Some players don't remember. I'm not one that remembers anything.
Well, we've had about, I would say, 10, maybe 15 minutes between Nathan Aspinall winning his semi-final against Michael van Gerwen and now being at the end of the walkway once again to head to the stage ahead of the Week 3 final in Dublin. And once again, the Killers fires through the PA system and Nathan Aspinall is on his way to the stage. All well-wishers there at the VIP area, family and friends, always there to support all these 8 players with whatever they need to get through. Well, Nathan Aspinall had no points on the board before tonight. Now he's got a chance to get into the top 4. That's what these early weeks can do for you. You suddenly find a bit of form. Well, I think they're going to let this song flow through to the next chorus. If I've got a clue about what goes on here at the PDC, they like to give the crowd the opportunity to have one last sing-song ahead of the final. Yeah. It'll play on. So Gerwyn Price is going to have to wait just for a little longer whilst Aspinall sorts out his darts from his hard shell case. "9,000 fans really getting their money's worth tonight." Oh, they're going to cut it off before the next chorus, are they? No, they see. Doesn't matter that the music's not playing, the crowd will still sing along.
And I think you have to commend Aspinall here, the way that he's been doing it tonight. He was sat there at the foot of the table without a win. He's still come out, he's still enjoyed himself, he's still tried to entertain. And if he pulls this off tonight, it could be the turning point in his whole season.
It's funny how one moment in an individual sport like darts can work for good or for bad for a player. You think of Gerwyn Price and the ear defenders that he wore at Ali Pali to blot out the noise, and that seemed to signal a bit of a downward spiral in his form. But my word, he's quickly to the stage. Barely has Vanilla Ice got going that he's shaking hands with John McDonald and Hugh Ware and Scott Gibling and the other markers up there on the stage. He wants to get this final going, does Gerwyn Price.
He does, he wants to get on with it. This is very old Phil Taylor, like, get up there and get on with it. I like it, but it looks like he's lost a pull-up because Aspinall's gone to throw his practice darts first.
Yeah, it's the same first to 6 legs competition, so nothing changes from quarterfinals to semi-final to final in terms of what the winner needs to get. But Nathan Aspinall has that advantage, it would appear, of getting first dibs once we get back underway. 33 years of age, Nathan Aspinall, from Stockport in Greater Manchester, against the man from South Wales, former rugby league player Gerwyn Price, 6 years Aspinall's senior. He was the runner-up in the Premier League a couple of years ago, and you certainly wouldn't bet against him being involved on finals night when we get round to the O2 in London in late May.
You certainly wouldn't, and you have to say that Price was sensational in his semi-final against Humphries with a string of finishes with one dart. He was on 5 out of 5 at one point in that match, and you feel he's going to have to be on that similar sort of form to break Aspinall's heart here.
Well, Aspinall straight in the red bit and puts his first maximum in on his second visit to follow up a 140. Price with those familiar blue and white Iceman flights and those bright tungsten stems and barrels.
98.
Aspinall with those more bulbous barrels on his darts. Down to 83 after 9 darts, and a chance to hold throw very comfortably here. 17 from 83. Went 25 and then hits double 9. And I think he was aiming for a single 9 to leave 32, but no bother, he'll be back for 23, Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, he definitely was, Ian. That was what he was going for. He wanted the single. Just a little flick across to the Price score, wasn't it, that sort of interrupted him and throwing that third dart in a rhythm that he wanted to throw.
Double 8 required. He's on the wire with his first dart. One more dart in hand. This one further away, actually. And the door is slightly ajar. But Gerwyn Price can't kick it down from 147, hitting single 19 to start.
59.
So back in for double 8, Nathan Aspinall. To hold throw at the start of this final. First to 6 inside double 8. So across to double 4. And he pins that. And Nathan Aspinall is underway with a holder throw, 1-0. Nice start from Gerwyn Price with his first throw, wearing a green darts shirt tonight.
100.
Just to try and blend in with the locals rather than his usual ice blue and white top. He's in for a maximum here, Price, and there it is. His first of the night to get down to 181 from 6.
And you have to say the locals have been on his side all night tonight. He has been the underdog in his first 2 matches, come through them with flying colours, and he won't be concerned that Aspinall's taking that first leg. He had the darts. He knows this is the important leg. When you're throwing second in the match, but first in leg 2, you mustn't lose that leg. Can't let your opponent in this short sprint of first to 11 get a 2-0 start on you.
Double top for Price for 1-1. There it is with a simple clutch finish of 46. One apiece on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. If you're joining us for our free watch-alongs, Ian Danter and Scott Mitchell with you. And Aspinall pops in a 180 to start leg 3. But here comes Price trying to respond with a maximum of his own, maybe. Yeah, well, he's gone down to treble 19 and picked up a 177. Great start to this leg.
Yeah, one of the darts in the treble 20 there for Price was at a funny angle, and he didn't want to go clattering into it and have his dart head off to the treble 5, or even worse, the single 5. So he comes out, looks at the clear target, which was the treble 19, and absolutely smashed it.
And then they both followed their high scores up with trebleless visits. Ain't that always the way? 262, Aspinall plays 264, Price. Level pegging at 1 apiece in a race to 6. Goes for the bullseye and just hits a 25 there, Aspinall. Price is ready to throw the moment that Aspinall's got his darts out the board. He is in a hurry. He was in a hurry to get on the stage, he's in a hurry to get to his throw.
In turn, Aspinall's pretty much similar himself. He's rushing on in, gives the Oki a little kick. Not to be this time. Clever dart that, 57, leaving a treble to double combo.
Price a bit wayward, hits treble 7 and treble 1 from 164. Ends up on Shanghai on 20s, 120, but Aspinall wants treble 20 for tops. Hits treble 1, 97 left, surely treble 19. Hits single. Drops his third dart on the floor, but he's able to throw it. Misses out on treble 18. Yeah, sarcastic thumbs up at the board there.
That was a massive chance because he knows that this could happen. Single 20. He's going to have to go to the left this time. Twice tonight he's gone to the right. And he knew that was going to happen, Aspinall. He knew that was going to happen. You could see the look on his face. He hadn't done enough to pressure the 120. And he's shaking his head in the background there because he knows. We've got it's 2-1 in legs now.
And Price crucially has broken the throw. and starts leg number 4, getting it down to 3.76 early on, and that's a bit wayward from Aspinall, and he just needs to refocus here, the Asp.
You nailed it. He's not quite focusing now. He's still remembering not getting a dart or something with the 100 left.
Only scored 40 with his first visit, and he's struggling to find a treble. He's dropping darts again. 2 treblers visits in a row for Aspinall, whilst Price trying to get down to a finish from 242. Well, he hits 2 treble 5s and a single 20, so he's losing a bit of accuracy as well. But he's averaging 97, Price, to Aspinall's 92. That's more like it from the As. Can he fill up the red bit? He can. So he's back in this leg to try and break back.
Price could have had a double treble visit there. He wouldn't have been back in the leg. It would have been advantage Price. Still could well be. It's put the pressure back on Aspinall now. You feel he has to hit another treble 20. He's got 80 in the board.
100. Gerwen, you require 97.
Only 100 as you heard Hugh Ware call out. 76 left for Price. Went for 2 double 18s, I think, and just hit 2 singles in the end. So 121, this would take the roof off. Treble 20 his first target, 101 left. Treble 17 would leave the bull, misses it, 84 left, and goes back up to the treble 20 to leave himself on double 12. But Price loves a bit of double top to go 3-1 up. Oh, he's well inside it. Double 10, just outside, only 1 dart left. Oh, he's too far inside. And now Aspinall can break back.
Yeah, delayed that last dart a little bit, Gazzy, trying to make sure, didn't he? But it didn't go for him, so 24 now for Aspinall. He's on the inside to double 6. He takes another step back, kicks the yockey once more. Second dart goes in, the double 6, smack bang centre. Halfway up, Aspinall is back in this game. Probably once again a little bit from Gerwyn Price not being totally productive on the scoring section of the last leg.
Well, we were a bit concerned for Aspinall with those first couple of visits of that leg, because he looked preoccupied with what happened the leg before, where Gerwyn Price took out 120, but recovered his composure enough, and now he's popping the maximums in again. We're back on throw. It's 2 apiece in a race to 6. 5 180s, and 4 of those have come from Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a first dart merchant here. The first one's right, the next one goes, and he's loving it. He's enjoying the game again. The game has been a problem to him in recent times, and mentally it's not been right with varying injury. It's just not gone his way, and now he's enjoying himself because he knows it's on its way back.
For an 11 dart leg, double 16. Great leg from Aspinall. 11 dart hold, and he's back in front. 3-2, great final so far on talkSPORT 2. Can Price respond?
No panic from Price just yet. He knows it's pretty much going with throw. They've got a break each. All he's got to do now is try and settle and hold his throw here. Looked like a 180 there, had us all confused.
It did. There was very good grouping from Aspinall, but 140 it was only. Same score from Price with his second visit. 2-6-1 plays 3-6-1. Now Aspinall's just drifted into treble 1. Great adjustment to get back in the red bit, not once but twice. He is seeing that lipstick like something's about the size of the single 20 bed. Maximum from Price though.
Here comes Gezi on the fight back, trying to turn the momentum of this game. He's on 81 after 9, not too shabby indeed at all. So where's he going? He's going the ball route.
And 7 for double 12. Just inside double 12. But he will be back because Aspinall's on 196. Can he at least pressurise the Price throw? Well, he's back in the red bit. Again, is he going to stay there? He tried for a 180, 140. But it may be academic. Double 6 Price. Inside, down to the bottom of the board. Double 3. Pins that. 3-3 by hitting double 3.
And now he fires himself up, fires the crowd up, the big roar comes out. Nathan Aspinall has a little wry smile. We've got a 3-3, we've got an even game here. And Aspinall's enjoying the challenge. He's not bouncing, he's not biting back, he's not doing anything back, because that's the easiest thing to do when somebody starts snarling away. Oh no! A little peacockery there from Gerwyn Price after that 180. A really, really good sign. That a nice bit of camaraderie up there. A nice high five from each other, saying, "Look at what we just done."
Back
and then a big one.
Yeah, back-to-back maximums was the great start, but Aspinall wavered with his next time. Only 41. Price, though, looking to continue his perfect leg, but it disappears with a single 20. But 140 will do very nicely to try and break the throw off Aspinall now. But he's back in the red bit looking for a maximum. This is great stuff. 121. Few of the crowd thought that was in. It was nowhere near the treble 20.
Yeah, but the bad news was it left him on 159. It was a big deflection. He needed to stay straight, and he didn't. So now he's left himself on a bogey.
Yeah, you can't take out 159 with 3, so he's looking at 19s already. So 140 left. Looks for treble 18 and then the bull. He's down to a 3-dart finish. Price wants treble 17 for double top to break the throw and go 4-3 in front. He dropped the final dart and then he picked it up, launched it, and it dipped below. So Aspinall to hold throw now needs 113, Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, Aspinall was behind him there thinking that was going to go again on him, and now he has the chance. 17 for double 18.
77.
He wires double 18, and that was a big chance to hold his throw. Now it's Gezi with 3 in hand.
And pins double 10, and Price breaks the throw to go 4-3 up in Dublin. 2 legs away from taking the week 3 title.
The doubling of Price is just too good at the minute for Aspinall.
134.
His checkout percentage 38% to Aspinall's 30%. Oh, lovely first start right in the middle of the red bit from Price, looking to fill her up, and there it is, another maximum for Gezi.
You have to say he's kicking for the try line now, isn't he? It's like he's broke free at the halfway line, and he is now kicking for home.
Really keen to get on with it, Gerwyn Price. He is not wasting a moment up there on the stage to get to the oche and get through his throws. He's down to a finish of 143. Aspinall back on 310 in this 8th leg. It's 4-3 to Price, but crucially Price has the break of throw in this final. And Aspinall can't find a treble. Finds a bullseye. 143 Price won't go. Single 18. Went for bullseye, hits single 4 just outside the 25, and then hits 25. All a bit of a mess there from Gezi, but it's left himself 96.
He knows the winning feeling, Gezi. He had that Pro Tour 2 just 10 days ago or so.
45.
And now he wants treble 20 for double 18. Another yelp from Gerwyn Price. 1 leg away from Premier League success in Dublin. And now Aspinall has to win 3 on the spin.
95.
A huge roar from Gerwyn Price. You don't need the effects microphones on the stage to hear him. You ever play against anybody like that in your career who was a proper yelper, screamer, baller from that stage? Who could be off-putting, maybe?
I think one of the hardest people I had to play is Richie Burnett, because you just don't know where his darts are going to go and what he's doing. That's one of the hardest people to play. But yeah, I played Nathan when he was giving it a bit. Actually, last year at the UK Open, and we played in the 4th round. He beat me 10-6.
Well, he's up against it here at the Asp. 100 scored down to 246 on throw. Price just behind him on 267. Less these, he's going to get down to a finish here.
100.
He's got 167 when he comes back to win the match, Gerwyn Price. Aspinall again just blinking as maybe the strong light's just getting in his eyes a little bit. Comes downstairs for 19s and can't pick them off. Can he get down to a finish? No, he can't.
I thought he brought his dart back there in the wrong place and poked himself in the eye.
No, I think he's just the stage lighting just blinding him a little bit. Brilliant 6 18s from Price to leave himself on tops for the match, and there's nothing Aspinall can do other than try and set up from 187. But Gerwyn Price now wants double top with his first match start to take week 3 in Dublin, and there it is. He only needed the one match start, and Gerwyn Price, who'd already seen off the 2 previous weekly winners tonight in Luke Littler and Luke Humphries, then sees off Nathan Aspinall in the final to take the £10,000 weekly prize, but more importantly bump himself up the standings, and a revitalised Gerwyn Price wins in Dublin.
Yeah, fantastic to see. He had that winning feeling in Pro Tour 2 in Wigan just about 10 days ago, and he hasn't forgotten it. He's gone up there and done a job tonight, and what a tough route he had. Littler, then Humphries, then an inspired Aspinall on the evening, but he's got the job done as Gerwyn Price, and it looks like he's off to see his family.
Finished with a just over a ton average, Gerwyn Price in winning 6-3, 50% on his doubles. Normally darts professionals are happy when it's 40%, so to be 50, 6 hit from 12 attempts is fine. Nathan Aspinall will be happy with his night's work, having got points on the ball where before he had none, and he got to the final with a really tricky route, but he'll have benefited from tonight's experience, Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, definitely. I think both guys will leave tonight with not too many negatives over the evening, and why would you if you've won the evening? Super stuff from Gezi. Great stuff from Aspinall. He's now proved to himself that he is back there with the best. He can live with the best in this Premier League, and for both players I think this is a big lift, because it wasn't the Luke and Luke show for a change.
Well, our colleague Paul Nicholson called it correctly on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel on Tuesday when he felt that Gerwyn Price had it in him to go all the way in Dublin. That's exactly what he's done tonight, to move second in the standings behind Luke Humphries. Humphries on 10 points, Price on 7, Van Gerwen 6 and Littler 5. They're the top 4. Aspinall and Dobey on 3 points, Cross on 2, Bunting yet to get off the mark. Scott Mitchell, many thanks for being with us tonight on talkSPORT 2 in the YouTube channel as well.
Absolutely loved every second of it, and hopefully we'll be back again soon.
Well, we will be back next week. My thanks to Abigail Davies as well for being part of the team. Exeter is the next port of call in the Premier League for week 4, and we will bring you all 7 matches next Thursday from around 7 p.m. on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Just look out for our watch-alongs, and you can be part of it all and see who else gets to win a night of Premier League darting action. Will Humphries or Littler or Price add to their 1 victory already? But it's Gerwyn Price who's the toast of Temple Bar tonight. He got the job done to win week 3 in Dublin. PGA Tour golf from Mexico is up next for you on talkSPORT 2 to take you through to the wee small hours. Don't forget all the live football and rugby league and boxing to come over the weekend. Just get the talkSPORT app downloaded and look at the schedules, and you'll see just how much live stuff we've got coming up for you across talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. Thank you for your company. From Premier League darting team, we will hand over to the PGA Tour team. Live golf is next on talkSPORT 2. Thank you. Just the 11 o'clock finish for Matt Gubbins. That's half an hour earlier than we feared.
Don't they have to be off air at Sky at 11 o'clock? Yeah.